All set? Okay. Well, welcome to the second Leavenworth Times Coaches Corner. We'll talk cross country and volleyball today. Coach Reffinus is on her way back from a funeral, so we expect her towards the end. So we'll start with cross country. We'll end with volleyball. I don't think we have Leavenworth volleyball today. Oh, we do. All right. Awesome. So we'll have a full slate then. I gotta open up with a little joke, I guess. Who would win a race, cross country guys? Who would win a race between a lettuce and tomato? Coach Wilmoth, you don't know this in all your years of coaching cross country?
I'll go on with, how about lettuce?
You're right. Lettuce would be ahead. Tomato would be always trying to catch up. Best I can do for cross country. But on that, we'll open up with Lansing cross country. I don't want to mess this up. Coach Josh Flakey.
All right.
All right, I got it.
Hi, my name is Josh Flakey. This is my first year as the head coach of Lansing Cross Country. However, I'm in my, I believe, 10th year as a member of the cross country team. We've had a pretty successful season, mostly on the boys' side. This year we've got a lot of third place finishes and a lot of big meets, and we are right near, that top 5 or so schools on the boys' side in the 5A so far. On the girls' side, we've been down a little bit this year, but we've got a nice core and a couple of young kids coming in, so we looked to add more girls for next season. And looking forward today, we have our first United Kansas Conference League meet, and so it's been a little wet, but hopefully we'll have a nice, fun time out there. Probably be a little muddy, but hopefully we can bring home some hardware from that new league conference meet.
Okay. Who are some of your top performers on the boys' side?
Well, we got 3 of them. Kenneth Howell, he goes by Michael, so you might see that sometime. Terry or TJ Robinson and Liam Neidig have been pushing back and forth really for that top spot, which is real nice to have that intra-squad competition, trying to keep everybody honest. It's friendly, but they're still trying to beat each other from week to week, so that's kind of nice.
Okay.
And then we have some more kids that, like, in years past, 2 or 3 years, they would have been our top runners, and they're just seeing what can be done, and and it pushes them up to improve as well. So we got, we're doing better than we've done in many years.
Okay. How about on the girls' side? Some of your leaders.
On the girls' side, our numbers are pretty far down this year. We've got some seniors that are kind of pushing. Our top 5 is pretty strong as far as being consistent together. They're not as far up in the race as we would like, but they're packed together pretty well. Maddie Bastel is clearly the one that is pushing, and she's a junior, so we'll have another year with her. And Annalise Holland really has been pushing this year. She's right behind Maddie, and I mean, you don't see it on the course as much as I see it in practice, just her pushing from behind and making sure that keeping Maddie honest. And then there's a few freshman and sophomore girls that are keeping up. Meadow Garcia came out this year. She's been out for the last 2 years before this, but she's gotten much better moving into that varsity spot.
Okay.
So, and then there's Allison Muzzy, and she's a freshman, and she just keeps pushing along. So we got some good ones.
You have seniors on either side looking at college cross country, or?
It doesn't seem this year our crop of seniors really. We have maybe Nate Baker.
Okay.
And he's running about sometimes he's been running 7th, maybe 6th sometimes on our team, and he'd be the senior that probably might look into something like that. On the other side, he's really the only senior boy on varsity this year, because all of our varsity boys have been juniors, so we got a lot of coming back next year.
Great. What do you expect from the league meet?
The league meet, it's gonna be a struggle for our girls, I'm just looking for them to, do their best and push
Sure.
their stuff. And, it's gonna be messy, so I'm not looking at times that aren't gonna be good,
Sure.
but it's just past knowing who that they need to beat to feel good about their accomplishment. On the boys' side, I don't wanna say it out loud, but I do want to take that meet, obviously, because, our boys are strong finally for once, and it would be really nice to come home with that.
Great. Any other questions?
Coach, who do you think the top team will be on the boys' side today?
The top,
Yeah, the top team, what team will be pushing you?
ooh, I think, Baser's pretty good. DeSoto, I think, would be the one that's gonna push us the most. But, I think that we should be able to pull it off if we run what we can.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll have Coach Wilmoth, Leavenworth Cross Country. We'll see if he agrees with the predictions.
Oh, man. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Mr. Vanek sends his regrets, couldn't be here today. I found out about 2 hours ago that I was coming, so that was good.
Yeah.
Like Josh said, we do have our league meet today. It's exciting to start a new conference and be able to get into a different league, and now maybe we expand maybe again next year. We add possibly another school coming in, which is exciting. Cross Country for Leavenworth High School, I tell people this is, I tell our kids, I tell our parents, this is probably the smallest team we've had since 1990. Small's not always bad, but we have yet to run healthy. 2 weeks ago, we probably ran the healthiest we've had. We started the season 2 weeks before our first season started. We found out our number one kid had mono.
Oh, boy.
So he's ran 3 races on the year. His times are finally starting to drop. Our number one girl's gonna run her first race today. She was supposed to run last week, but we got rained out. They thought for a while that maybe she had a stress fracture or something, but they did the MRI, couldn't find anything. So she's finally gonna get to open her season today. So we're looking for great things out of her. On the girls' side, we're led by, it depends week to week. Sarah Wagner runs real well for us. She's pretty much our lone, well, we have a couple seniors, but she's our top senior girl runner. Chloe Manner's running well. Caitlin Havner, who's a sophomore, first-year kid, is running really well. Her dad is the Baser policeman that was hit in that accident.
Oh, wow.
And so he's in long-term rehab right now in Nebraska. So that's one of those things that our team's dealing with, and trying to keep her pumped up and her ready to go. And a couple races, she just said, "Coach, I don't think I can run today." And we're like, "Hey, that's okay. Your mind's somewhere else, and we need you to be mentally ready to go." So we're looking for good things out of her today. On the boys' side, like I said, our number one boy right before the season started, Danny Bonneman, came down with mono. He finished the season last year in the 1540s. Right now he's back down to about 1640. Sam Overby, our number 2 senior, is finally getting back to where he was. He's been running leg problems all year, but so far, we're knocking on wood, he's gonna have a great day. He finally ran mid-16s last week, 2 weeks ago as well. Our 3rd senior, John Finnegan, he's improving steadily every week, getting better. You ask about Division I or college kids. Right now, I think Danny's our one that's really looking at going. He would really like to go to Washington University in St. Louis. That's his number one choice, so he's hoping to get there. John isn't really necessarily looking to maybe run in college, but he's trying to get into the Coast Guard.
Okay.
So he wants to go to the Coast Guard Academy. And Sam's just kind of up in the air yet of where he wants to go. And Sarah, she's, like I said, our pretty much number one girl, and she's trying to see if she can get into an academy.
Okay.
So we're waiting on her to see. Josh said, he's got a good group of kids that are running solid. I think DeSoto's still gonna be a top group. They're pretty solid. On the girls' side, Shawnee Heights is running real well. I think we could, if our girls run, we could go top 3 today. Guys, if we do, we might go top 3. I don't think, if it were last year, I'd say, yeah, we have a pretty good chance to win.
Yeah.
But like I said, we've been kind of beat up, kind of hurt, and we're just trying to push to next week. We were kind of excited about possibly getting to run here in the 5A regional, and we bumped to 6A by 7 kids.
Yeah.
So now we're the smallest school in,
So that affects you right now?
yes.
Okay.
The only ones it doesn't affect is,
Okay.
and that's on a 2-year deal. So
Okay.
we're excited. We're looking forward to go. We're looking to see what this new league brings us. And
So what happens after league then? Is it right to regionals?
we
next
go to
week?
regionals the following week. We go
Okay.
to over to Johnson County. We'll run with all the mission schools except Shawnee
Right.
Mission South, and we'll add Mill Valley in. And we
Okay.
were excited to see Mill Valley go to 6A, as I'm sure Coach Flakey was too.
Yeah.
And then we followed them right on up. So,
I'll be darned.
and they're a pretty solid group of kids.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
Great.
All
Thanks
right,
for
thank
having
you.
us.
Next up, we'll have Coach Benton, St. Mary Cross Country. We have a couple of ranked teams. It's going well, knock on wood. Men ranked number 9 in the country, and women were 20th or 21st now this week. 21st this week. So there's been a little movement in the rankings, but we'll let Coach Benton tell us about it.
Hello, Austin Benton, head cross country coach, head track coach. So first off, I just want to point out Coach Alexander. He's our head sprints coach. He takes a lot off my plate, so by handling all those guys, thank you for that. And then Coach Ryan is our new graduate assistant. He's done a fantastic job this year. So a big part of our success is because of those guys. So thank you. Kind of just to start off, yeah, like Jim said, our men are currently sitting 9th, our women 21st. It's kind of, we've kind of had a weird year with our meets. We were supposed to have a good opportunity to go face ranked competition this last weekend. And it's at a pre-nationals, it's our national site, and it's been flooded. So, and then we're supposed to be going there next week. It's still flooded. So we're not sure what that's going to look like. So all the opportunities we've had to race national competition, it's really kind of been a wash. So the rankings we've just kind of just been sitting there. I think both teams are probably appropriately ranked right now. But obviously there's, until we face those other teams, we don't really know. But with that being said, we ended up switching our meet last week over to Emporia State, which ended up being a good opportunity for us. They're hosting MIAA conference at that course, so we got to see 6 MIAA teams, which was pretty. It's always fun to race those teams. Our men finished 3rd overall. We beat every single MIAA team that was at the meet, and then our women finished 4th overall. And then 3 of the MIAA teams beat us, and we beat 3 of them. So that was pretty cool. So it's always good. I tell our kids, hey, it doesn't matter what division you are in AIA, D2, D1, we get to race the same competition, and that's what's unique about cross country and track. So it's always good to get out there and see that, and that allowed us to kind of compare and use those comparisons, because some of those D2 teams have raced some of the ranked AIA teams and stuff like that. So that was a good meet for us. With that, just to kind of talk a little bit about some of our top athletes. We have 2 seniors right now, and basically our number 1 guy, Philip, he's been KCAC Run of the Week 3 times this year. Every time the guy races, he steps up, and he's been a fantastic guy to have on the team. Last year he finished, I believe, 21st, 22nd. Is that right? Do you know, Coach, your numbers, guy? 13. He finished 13th? I'm way off. See? So he finished 13th. He's head and shoulders above where he was last year even. So, I think he's looking to be a top 5, top 10 guy in the country. And then Caitlin Shoemaker, she joined us this year, and she's a senior. She transferred in, and she's yet to be tested. I mean, she's basically won every meet she's ran except for the very first one by 30-40 seconds. So I have no idea how good she's going to be yet, and I'm excited when she gets an opportunity to actually face some solid competition. So we'll see where she's going to go. I mean, I would expect her to be in that same situation, top 15, top 10 in the country. And then with that, you know, we have a solid group of on the men's side, a solid group of sophomores that are really coming in and filling those gaps, 2, 3, 4 guys. On the men, you know, we take 7 to nationals. Right now we have our 2 through 9. They're all very, very close. They mix it up every week, which is good to have because those guys are competing against each other and challenging each other every day. So it's going to be tough on me to pick who goes to nationals when that time comes. And then on the women's side, we've got a couple more seniors that have really just the maturity and being in the program for a few years now has really made them very competitive, and they've really figured it out. So I think, you know, both men and women really, with the maturity we have, we could really do some good things at nationals, and you know, especially on the women's side, I think we've got a good shot at finishing higher than we've ever finished. You know, one of the goals is a top 15 finish this year, so we'll see where that takes us. So, and then just the last thing I want to talk about, the cross country course and the regional meet that'll be hosted on campus. So we this summer we put together a cross country course, and it's already, in my opinion, it's already paying off. We've used it for practice 2-3 days a week, and that's been huge and a big part of our success. You know, out on the course, it's made a world of difference. When you get to actually train on that surface and then go race on it, it helps a lot. And then with that, you know, we held the Lansing Tongi Duel, so that was the first ever meet we held on it. And then now, October 20th, we're hosting the 5A, 4A regional meet, which will be Lansing, and then we were hoping to have Leavenworth, but they got moved up. And then there'll also be just a whole bunch of schools in the area. So we're gonna have, I think it will be right around 300 student athletes on campus that day, along with, you know, countless family, friends, all that stuff. So we're really excited about, you know, what we feel like it could do for the university and everything. So, so yeah, and then, you know, obviously thanks to Sister Diane for letting us build that on the front of campus. So we really appreciate it. So yeah, it's been like I said, it's been great. So, any questions?
What's next up for you?
Good question. So again, that meet, it got flooded out. So what they're trying to find a different course to host it on. If that doesn't happen, then we'll probably go down to NAI Mid-States, which is hosted by Southwestern College. That's usually a pretty decent meet. Outside of that, there's not many options that weekend because usually it's called like the NAI Regional Weekend, and that one that we go to is the kind of the Midwest region kind of deal. So
Hopefully they work something out.
Yeah, hopefully.
How about Notre Dame? Speak to that a little bit if you can.
yeah, so basically what we've gone on is in every other year where we go up to University of Notre Dame and race at the National Catholic College Cross Country Championship. This year our men finished third and our women finished second. Yeah. So that was really cool. We get to race, you know, Notre Dame, Xavier, Marquette, you know, all those big schools that, you know, that you think of when you think, you know, Catholic college, and we like to get our name in there as well. So there's, you know, D1s, D2s, D3s, and it's a really, really fun one. And, you know, you go to Notre Dame's campus and see Touchdown Jesus and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Anything else? Okay. I don't know if you saw the last Coach's Corner out on video, but I tweeted it out. Coach Caton tweets it out. Where do we put it on our website, Tyler, or the last one?
YouTube and Facebook and Twitter.
YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. So if you want to find my Twitter, I'm at Jim W. Zim. So I'll send it out when I get it from Coach Caton. So I'll retweet it. But coaches, you know what special day it is today? I I forgot to announce this earlier. It's a big day. National Coaches Day. So congratulations on National Coaches Day. You can have a Pepsi after work or whatever that you like. So it was National Referees Day on Tuesday, or National Officials Day Tuesday. So I enjoyed that day too. But anyway, volleyball coaches. Did you see the new movie about volleyball coming out?
It's already out, but no, I didn't see it. The Miracle. Oh, you know.
Oh, well that messes up my joke because I didn't think there was a volleyball movie out. But was it directed by Spike Lee?
No.
Get it? Spike Lee. Okay. That was terrible. You ruined my joke, Coach Sherman.
Coach Sherman, I don't think we ruined it. I think
Ruined it myself. All right. We'll start with, how about we start with Leavenworth volleyball. Big night tonight, right?
Lansing's gonna go first.
Lansing's gonna go first. Okay. They already negotiated that. All right, Coach Slater, come on up.
Hello, I'm Julie Slater, Lansing volleyball coach. This is my 34th year, I know. It's a long time. I grew up in Lansing, lived there all my life, and it's really unique because when I was a freshman in high school, volleyball started at Lansing. So in essence, I've been with the program from the start till where it is now. We've built a great tradition in that 34 years, so each year expectations are really high. Last year we were selected as the 5A Program of the Year, and we finished third at state. This year we're 30-4 right now. Hopefully we're gonna be hosting sub-state here next week. I have 6 seniors, and 2 of those seniors have committed to a Division I college. One girl is going to play softball at KCK, and 3 others are going to play probably junior college volleyball. So 5 of the 6 are going to play in college. Really a key to our success this year, and especially this year, this is like their team chemistry is just magical. And I'm sure anybody that's coached for a long time, you have those years. We had really good chemistry last year, but this year it's even better. And we do a lot of team bonding stuff outside of practice to help. I'm a firm believer in that. That helps with team chemistry. Have one junior that has committed to KU, and we have a girl that's a freshman at KU that's playing, and I don't know if you guys saw, but they upset Texas last night. It was so exciting for me to watch that. Lacey Angelo, she played, all 4 years on varsity, so it's exciting. We are undefeated league champions this year. And also, we're solid all the way up. Our freshmen are 27-6, and our JV is 22-6 right now. So we're having a great year.
Can
Any
you tell us
questions?
some of the names of the girls that are your seniors?
Okay, Kennedy Ferris has committed to Missouri State. She's our libero. She's been on varsity for 4 years, and the other senior is Rachel Fairbanks, and she's committed to the University of Nebraska, Omaha, and she also has been on varsity 4 years. The junior commit is Carly Schmidt, Danny Schmidt. I don't know if anybody, yeah, it's his daughter, and she's phenomenal. She's an outside hitter, and she's playing a huge role in our success this year and last year because she's a wow hitter.
I stepped into a volleyball game the other day and I said, wow, I think when I was right by you, I said, who's that? And then when I asked, Danny's our neighbor, so
Was
I
it
said,
her?
is that her? And I was like, yeah, that's her.
She is.
So,
She's something. It's going to be fun to watch her.
yeah.
Um,
So then you got sub-state next week?
yes, the 20th.
Okay, and then state following that?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
We're hoping that we're gonna be in the mix for a state title. That's our goal. We feel like we are capable of doing that, and so everybody pray for us.
All right, we can do that. All right, thank you. Okay, I'll try one more time. What do you call a girl in the middle of a volleyball court? This could open up a can of worms. I have a lot of these jokes, but this is my only volleyball. Annette. That's funny. Annette. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna keep trying. We got a lot of these coming up in the future, so I'll keep trying. All right, Coach Rockers, Leavenworth High, senior night, is that right?
Senior night.
I heard a rumor, so big night.
My name's Cassie Rockers. This is my second year as head coach at Leavenworth, sixth year with the program. This year, currently our record is 10-19, 2-8 in the league. However, we've had a really tough playing schedule this year. We played a lot of the top teams ranked in 5 and 6A. So it's been kind of tough for the girls, but a big difference from last year for us is that we're competing. We're competing with these teams, and last year we would get frustrated and shut down and just kind of roll over and not finish games. This year we're actually competing and we're fighting, and so that's exciting for our program. I would say right now our biggest issue, our biggest struggle is ball control. Just because we have a lot of athletes, we have lots of athletes on our team, but we have pretty low volleyball IQ, so we struggle with ball control and knowing how to take care of the ball and that kind of stuff. We don't have a lot of club players, which hurts us, so we spend a lot of our time working on like basic fundamental skills when we would like to be competing a lot more. So a couple of our big players, Jessie Sachin, she's a senior this year. She's going to Missouri Western next year. And her mom's back here with me. She's my assistant coach, Wendy Sachin. She's been very helpful this year with our program, really good with the fundamentals, and she's been helping our freshman teams and our JV teams in practice a lot more too, so that we're getting that foundation built from the ground up, kind of. So, and then Aiden Bartlett, she's a junior. She is committed to go to the University of Louisville. She plays a big role for us. She is committed to be a DS libero at Louisville, but she actually plays, she's a setter for us, and she hits outside, so she can kind of do it all. So, and then some other of our players, we're kind of young this year. We're playing 3 sophomores starting on varsity. Alicia Jones, Sanaya Hammonds, and Maggie Anderson. So they've kind of stepped up this year. Very athletic girls, and they're just kind of learning still. So really excited about the next few years, kind of. And our freshman program, our freshman class that came in actually is very athletic as well. So just looking forward to the next few years and building and growing. So, yeah.
Sounds good. Who are your seniors that you'll honor tonight then?
We have 5 seniors, Jessie Sachin, Maya Johnson, Grace Miller, and Faith Wright, and Michaela McBride. So
Okay.
Jessie's the only one that's going to be playing volleyball after college. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
All right.
Anything else? All right. Last but not least, Coach Refness, you made it back. Great, just in time. So, beat Tabor the other night, which was awesome. What was it, like 25-0 in the first game almost?
25-6.
25-6, but I like to say 25-0. But anyway, I asked Coach Caton, have you ever seen a shutout in volleyball? Have you ever seen a shutout in volleyball?
Back when it was not rally scoring, yeah.
When it's 15, or you went to 15, yeah.
We
that's
got
what
beat one
talked-
time, I think 25-2 when I was,
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
But, so we beat Tabor. I'll let her tell you about the rest of the season. It's going well, so.
first of all, I apologize. I did just drive 4 hours to get here, so a little mess. Season is going well. We're on a bit of a run right now. We've just won 4 games in a row. The last 3 were all to teams that at one point or another have been ranked higher than us. Technically, they're ranked higher than us right now. The new stats or the new polls within our conference won't come out until next week. So we beat Friends, who was ranked higher than us, in 4. We beat Southwestern at 3rd place, who was ranked higher than us, in 3. And then Tabor on, what night was that, Tuesday? Who is not ranked higher than us, but they won the conference last year and are a very solid team. This is the 2nd time we beat them this season. We beat them in 5 both times. Before this year, we hadn't beat them since I had been here at least. So it was nice to kind of get those wins under our belt, give us some confidence, and that's kind of what we're working on, is just being a more confident team. So overall records 15-10. In the conference, we're 6-1. We have a tournament this weekend, so we leave early tomorrow morning for St. Louis for 2 matches on Friday, 2 matches Saturday. And then we come back, play on Tuesday in a non-conference game, play on Wednesday at Ottawa, which is obviously going to be a tough one. They've been pretty solid the past 3 years. And then play again on Friday against Oklahoma Wesleyan, who also was ranked higher than us to start the season. They're struggling a little bit, but they have the talent, so you never know kind of who's going to show up in the gym that day type thing. So, and then McPherson is next week, and they are currently first in the conference at 19-1, I believe. So, and a very solid senior team out of McPherson. So we've been doing well, but we have to continue to do well for the next 2 or 3 weeks to give ourselves a chance. If we win conference and put ourselves in a position to win conference in regular season, we get a bid to national tournament. And obviously that's what our goal is. We get Callie Barger back. She was just officially cleared to start practice on Monday, which is good. She was our starting right side, who's been out for a month now, at least, who went down in our first conference game. So that'll be big to get her back and feel a little bit more of a confidence role, someone who's comfortable and confident on the right side for us. So we're excited about that and excited where we're going. Hopefully we're continue to head in the right direction. So.
Who are some of your leaders right now?
Oh, that's a good question. We have several. I mean, it just really is the game. It depends. We started out the season really dependent on our outsides, which we kind of stressed. One of our coaching philosophy is we like to push the middles and make them be aware and recognize the middles and have to block there first, and then we'll spread it from there. So put it in basketball terms, we like to get it inside first, and then the outside will open up. So that's kind of how we play. But unfortunately, our middles were kind of struggling, or our connection was our setters were struggling. So we depended on our outsides quite a bit. The last, I would say probably 2-3 weeks, we had them come in for some extra morning sessions, and that really helped out a little bit of the connection time. And so the last 2 or 3 weeks, like I said, we've kind of been led by the middles, but Cody Overly on the outside has been pretty solid for us the whole time, very consistent for us, which is kind of what we've expected. Angela started she's one of our, we have 2 seniors, she's one of our seniors. She started on the right side for us. Actually, she started on the outside. Had another right side that ended up not being able to play, so we moved her to the right side. Then I had some other injuries in the back row, had to move her to the outside so we could have her pass, and it's just kind of been a little bit of a mess, but we're making it work and we're figuring it out, and the girls are really adjusting to adversity very well. So I guess I'll also comment on our other senior, we went to Angela Wade, who's an outside, 6 rotation outside for us right now. And then Katie Kepke, who is our libero, who was just Defensive Player of the Year, or week at KCAC. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Anything else?
What's been the biggest difference with this group compared to the groups in the past?
I think the biggest thing is, one, a little bit more experience of high-level volleyball. We had a lot of JUCO transfers that came in. So all of them have came in and they've already they've played for 2 years. So that's part of it. The biggest thing, or besides that, I would say just the confidence level of, knowing that they can do it and get the job done. And we're a little bit deeper, I would say, in every position. So when we're playing in practice, we're competing against another team that's very good. And that makes us a lot better because we have to come ready to go every day in practice, or our second side's gonna be beating our top side. Now our top side has been rotating, through all the injuries several times, so that's another thing, is everybody's getting a lot of experience and some chances to play too. So, but our big thing is we're focusing on confidence and kind of getting them to realize that they're good, and if they play as good as they can be and have the mindset that they're as good as they can be, then we can do a lot of things. But we're just kind of starting to step into that role, and that's kind of one of our things that we talk about pregame and every practice. We're trying to build up their confidence and get them to recognize how good they can be if they commit to being focused and kind of buying in type thing. So
regular season champion qualifies, and then tournament champion also qualifies?
yes, if it's the same person, then the second place of the tournament goes on. So we get 2 people that get to go. So I mean, obviously our goal is to win both, but that's gonna be tough. So we'll take whatever we can. We'll just keep battling as much as we can. So.
Also fun to watch.
Yeah, it's more fun to coach. So, but they're a good group of girls. That's one thing. All 3 years that I've been here has been awesome kids, and that makes it much easier. Low drama, which makes my job much easier. So, no complaints.
How does a conference tournament work? I heard there's some rumor that it may be changing.
It is changing. It just changed Tuesday, I think. So, to be 100% honest, I'm not entirely sure. I know it's a bracket play. Last year was the first year they'd done it like that, and it's changed again. Last year it was a pool play, and then the top 4 advanced out of the 2 pools to play. This year, I believe, we have 13 teams. 1 team doesn't make it. 12 teams go. The top 4 seeds have a first round bye, I think, and then you play, kind of match up from there and on. So.
I figured that might be how it works. So.
Yeah, that's my understanding, at least. I looked at it, glanced at it, said, sure, sounds good, let's vote on it.
Okay.
So,
Worry about winning games.
yes, yeah, we gotta win, scout, plan practices to get there, so.
Sure.
Anybody have anything else? I'd also like to introduce Haley. She is our new graduate assistant. It's her first year. Has been a lifesaver to have someone in here who knows the game, works hard to recruit, puts in a ton of time. So she's just saved me. Big part of the reason why we're as successful this year is what we have been. So.
Except she didn't speak for you today.
No, she didn't speak for me.
So you had to drive a little fast. You didn't get a ticket, did you?
I did not, thank goodness. There was a couple times where I had to do a double take to make sure the cop was not turning around, but it's all right.
Okay. She'd have been in trouble if you did.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'll give you a few schedule things. Athletic directors, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Lansing, you play Shawnee Heights tonight? Is that right?
No,
Soccer.
That's
Shawnee
soccer?
Mission Northwest and Shawnee Mission West tonight.
Okay. Soccer plays Shawnee Heights. I didn't look at your calendar very well. Football, Lansing plays at Turner tomorrow. So, and then tennis, we got state coming up this weekend.
Yep.
Where's that at? You know,
In Emporia.
Emporia. So, keep an eye on the state results. Doing well in tennis, right?
I just sent one.
Just sent one? Okay. Leavenworth, triangular tonight. Lawrence Free State, Paola for senior night. Football, Leavenworth is at Bonner Springs tomorrow night. And then for St. Mary, volleyball gave you the schedule. So Saturday soccer is home versus Ottawa, 5:30 and 8. And a preview to that is football Saturday versus Bethel at 1:30. That's a ESPN3 game. So if you're home, if you want to stream it, it's pretty awesome to see that ESPN logo come up on our game. Our stadium will look awesome on ESPN. So first time for ESPN television for St. Mary. So big deal. Should be awesome. If we get through all there's a lot that goes with that. So hopefully we don't mess that up. Coach Caton, hopefully you don't mess that up. Next Coach's Corner, October 25th. It'll be soccer. Pretty much all 3 schools' soccer programs will be speaking, and we'll see if we add anybody else. Maybe Coach Mattingly at that time. We'll see if he gets the nerve. So, thank you for coming. See you next time.